So I don't think we've done the joke of opening up a bottle with something silly in a while, so do you have anything for me to open this with?
Yeah, here you go.
Sweet. Space Jam on VHS.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, clearly. We've got to do it with the actual VHS tape, haven't I? I hope I don't break this, because I actually kind of want to watch it. Come on, Bugs Bunny. Yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Space Jam stays winning. During the 25 or so years it's been on the air, The Simpsons has addressed nearly every social issue to exist, including, most pertinent to today's video, homosexuality. While the episode that addressed this topic, simply titled Homer's Phobia, has been lauded by critics for how it handles such a sensitive issue, early in development, the script for that episode included one of the worst slurs it's possible to call a gay person, which remained in it right up until an actual gay man told them to maybe cut that shit out.
Okay, so let's establish who this gay man was.
Well, that gay man was one John Waters, a man famous for his films, in addition to the fact he owns a mustache straighter than a giraffe's neck brace. And that's not me joking. Okay, so you can see a picture of John Waters, presumably, audience at home behind me now. His iconic pencil mustache was so difficult for the animators to realise without it looking like a mistake. In the episode of The Simpsons he appeared in, they had to redesign it somewhat so it looked like this. And according to John Waters, he found that shit hilarious. And an additional bonus fact about Waters' appearance on the episode is that he accepted the invitation to appear on the show without even reading the script. And according to him, he accepted the invitation instantly because a famous actress, and I forget which one, presumably there'll be a quote about it below me, I appeared on the show before him, and he said, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. I'll do whatever the fuck you want. It's The Simpsons, I don't care.
So yeah, Simpsons, most people probably been on that anyway.
Yeah.
Like you get all sorts of like stars appearing in it now.
But at the time, like John Waters went, yeah, if it's good enough for her, I don't need to ask what the script's about. I will accept it unreservedly. And that's really cool. It's probably a good job that they did, as we're about to discuss.
So let's discuss what the episode was.
Well, the episode, like in a roundabout way, is about Homer worrying that Bart might turn gay. And it includes, I'd argue, some of the funniest scenes in The Simpsons ever, including the part where Bart and Homer go to a steel mill because Homer wants to, literally set Bart straight by showing some, here's some manly, rugged men for you to, learn from. And the steel mill just turns into a gay nightclub.
They're just topless men.
Yeah.
They're just soaring away.
Yeah, no, what happens is at the end of a shift, he goes, and I was like, what's happening? He goes, we work hard, we play hard. It's everybody dance now. It's like thumping techno comes on. And I think it's got the anvil. And it's just loads of shirtless buff men just dancing. And I remember the line always sticks to me when Bart goes, Dad, why'd you bring me to a gay steel mill? I was like, I don't know.
So the episode is full of hilarious jokes anyway.
Yes, well, it's early Simpsons. Of course it's got good jokes in it.
So what did John Waters' character do?
Well, his character is obviously gay and owns an antique shop which the Simpsons go to. Suffice to say, shenanigans occur, and the Simpsons befriend this character, also called John, which must have been really easy for line readings. And throughout the episode, Homer slowly learns to come to terms with the fact that John is gay. Because when Homer first learns that John is gay, he calls him a sneak, despite the fact he never once portrayed himself as anything other than himself. Yeah. And then accuses him of spreading gayness. Like he treats it like it's some sort of contagious disease that his son's going to catch.
Right.
Hence the name of the episode, Homer's Phobia. And Waters was perfectly fine with all of that because he got what the writers were trying to do, which is, put the most prominent poisonous talking points of bigoted people and have them come out of the mouth of the world's most famous idiot. And by the end of the episode, Homer comes to terms with the fact that John is gay and accepts him for who he is in his own, particular Homer way.
But what is this about there being, an offensive word in the script originally?
Well, in the original script, Homer outright calls John's character a fag. Yeah. Think about that for a moment. And Waters was asked to read over the script because one, he is gay, and two, very prominent in the gay world and community. And in that sense, could probably speak with some authority on what people might find offensive about the script or what they might take issue with. And he looked through the script and said, everything's fine, all looks good to me, I have no issue with it. However, you might want to cut out this line where Homer, the character that everyone's supposed to empathise with and be an everyman, calls me a fag. You might want to cut that. And the writers were genuinely confused about why until John explained it's because it's offensive.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Well, the whole team, neither of them.
No one knew.
None of them knew.
None of them knew. And if it wasn't for Waters looking over the script and pointing that out, that line may have very well made it into the episode. And there will be a clip out there of Homer Simpson using that word. And since we've already pissed off the comments as it is, let's just now talk about TV shows that you watch back with that more critical, understanding eye and just go, oh, maybe you shouldn't put that in, that's not aged well.
Well, a good example is Little Britain.
Oh my God. Little Britain, I need to tell this story because I know someone who is Asian and they'd never seen Little Britain. So I said, have you not seen Little Britain? Like, no. Oh, you need to see some Little Britain. I put on an episode with Ting Tong. And people are like, the fuck is Ting Tong, Karl? Here's Ting Tong. Also, I should point out that's a white guy playing that character. And I put this on, and here's the character called Ting Tong. And they watched it and their mouth was just agape and like, when did this show air? And about 10 years ago. It's like, at what time? Prime time. Kids could watch this. And then, how, what? And I went, yeah, also these guys are all famous now. Both of these guys are millionaires and they both write children's books. I'm like, what?
Also, I think Matt Lucas is the new co-host on British Bake Off.
Of course he is. And they just looked at me and went, how did this get on TV? I'm like, and Matt Lucas himself has gone on record as saying, we wouldn't make the show today, or we wouldn't make it in the format it exists now, because you just can't do that. Like, we understand how, harmful some of the things we did can be. Yeah. But what really cracks me up is because after I showed my friend, who is Asian, that episode, I put on an episode of Come Fly With Me.
Oh, God.
Where you know the episode I'm talking about already, don't you?
Yep.
Please put the clip in. And I'm not laughing at the show itself. I'm laughing at just the absurdity of it.
Just how bad it is.
And what I told my friend, I'm going to tell you now, Nisha, because you know this, you've got it in your head, haven't you?
Yeah.
It is Matt Lucas and David Walliams in literally yellow face. They even put tape on their eyes to stretch their eyes out. It's that bad. They might as well just have the fucking buck teeth in. It's that racist. And I said to my friend, I'm going to say the same thing to you, now, that bit is fucking hilarious if you imagine everything that happened in the lead up to that bit being filmed. If you imagine them in the writer's room, sat there going, okay, so what do we do? It's a sketch show / sitcom based in an airport. What characters appear in an airport? Japanese tourists. Perfect. Who can play them? Well, you guys are both white. Why don't you do it? Well, perfect. Let's do that. And then you smash cut to them in the makeup chair, getting the makeup put on, and then getting the tape put on their eyes, looking in the mirror and going, that'll do. That's what's going to be on TV. And then they go and record the episode. They film it. Presumably, people off camera are howling with laughter about how funny it is. Come off, watch the dailies back in full fucking makeup and go, that's going to air on national TV.
Me and Adam, we watched it because it's on Netflix as well. You can just get it on Netflix. We watched it just to see how bad it was, and we were just like laughing at how bad it is.
You can't believe how blatant it is and how lazy. And I'm now going to delve even deeper into this because have you ever seen the Little Britain live show that they did?
No.
Because in an old house that I had, a housemate of mine had a DVD of that he got for 40p as a laugh, and they have a Ting Tong bit in that show. And it is so much worse than you're imagining. And I need to point out that the character of Ting Tong is supposed to be a Thai bride, but Matt Lucas is a shit actor who can't do accents, so he doesn't do a Thai accent. He just does a generically racist Asian-y accent.
Yeah. And
it's even worse in the live show because he's laughing at his own jokes. Oh, so he keeps slipping into his actual British English accent while doing it. It's so bad. He's laughing at his own jokes. He thinks it's funny. And it's oh my God.
Yeah, actually, I think it was probably this time last year I saw a pantomime which had 2 Chinese policemen characters in it.
Don't tell me they were played by white guys.
Yeah, they were. And they did the accent and everything.
In the year of our Lord, 2019, you had 2 white actors just going like Ching Chong. Is that what they did?
Yeah. They were doing kung fu sort of, hiya, sort of.
We've talked about it before, haven't we?
Talking about it.
And to bring it back to The Simpsons and the inclusion of that horrible fucking word, think about how many people touched that script, how many read-throughs the main cast did, how many rewrites it went under, and that word stayed in. And at no point did anyone ever think, let's ask a gay dude if this is okay.
Well, that's why it confused me when they did the original Sonic. How did that, the Sonic movie?
The teeth.
Yeah, how did that get through a team of people? So yeah, that looks like Sonic.
Looks great.
That looks fine.
That's
Everyone's
fine.
going to love that.
The optics on this are fine.
It confuses me when it's a massive team of people that okay it, and I'm like, how? Surely there's one person that says, actually,
Yeah.
no.
There is, and it happens after the trailer drops. But and that reminds me of something that always seems to happen with fashion, because there is a story, I'd say like every 6 months, about just some fashion brand releasing like a piece of clothing that's vaguely racist and no one notices until it's like, like on the internet.
Yeah.
Like there's one of like a little kid, I think wearing a hoodie, and it says like the coolest monkey on the playground. And the actor they put that on was black.
That. Yeah.
And it's like, you can't do that. And then again, just imagine the photography session where like this little kid's there, and presumably his mother's there, and they put him in the outfit and go, does he look okay? So, no.
Oh no, that's just reminded me of something I saw at, I think it was Alton Towers.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they do the merch after each ride? They
Yes.
the shop with the merch in. There was one, it would be ages ago now, where it had children's t-shirts that said "Ride Me" on them. Just like, why would you put that on there?
Also, how many people saw this, approved it before it got on shelves? I love it. It's the best thing ever.
But I think the last time I went, they weren't there. I went like a year later and they'd gone. I was like, thank God.
I would so get one of those. But to bring it back to The Simpsons and close off this video, like John Waters very quickly picked up on that word and pointed out to the writers that, yeah, maybe don't put this one in. And I think Waters suggested they replace it with the word queer, which he said is a perfectly acceptable way to refer to a gay man, but it's also something you can add that little sneer to. Because I think the way Homer said it is queer. Yeah. Like you can say it like that and it becomes like, oh, okay, you're one of those. Yeah. But you can also say, well, you're queer. And it's like, yeah, it's a normal thing. It's just like, yeah, that's who you are. That's fine. But one of my favourite little additional factoids about this story is the only other people who objected to the inclusion of that slur was the Fox Censorship Board, which is not really worth discussing because they objected to pretty much the entire episode because they thought people would complain, not because of the inclusion of that word, but because it just featured a gay guy. But Nisha, that look on your face can turn into a smile because not only did the episode air without any of the cuts that the Fox Censorship Board suggested, it won a load of awards, but that entire censorship board just got fired. So fuck you, whoever's on that board, and also, yeah, I'm looking forward to the comments on this one. Right, so Nisha, in a roundabout way, we have kind of discussed one of the topics we mentioned in this video before. Because we were talking about, just actors just putting on super racist Chinese accents and even fucking, yellow face makeup.
Yeah.
We talked before in a previous video about just the weird trope of just really racist cats in animated movies.
Yeah, it seems to be a thing, in Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, in Cats and Dogs.
Cats and Dogs.
Yeah, it's just whenever you have a Siamese cat, we have to give the Siamese cat a racist accent.
Yeah,
because how will people know it's Siamese? Well, you're calling it a Siamese cat, but whatever. So what do we have? We have the cats from Cats and Dogs, the Siamese cats from that. We have the cats from Aristocats, and you said Lady and the Tramp also features.
Yeah, because they have the singing twin Siamese cats.
Oh, we are oh god, it's so bad. So what I now want to happen is, and what I want whoever edits this to do now is take those three cats and then pair them up as you see fit with the trifecta of racism mentioned earlier, which will be Ting Tong, the Japanese tourist from that episode of Come Fly With Me. Because we need a third example, we have to go for the most famous one of all, which is Mr. Yunoshi from Breakfast at Tiffany's, played by Mickey Rooney, where he literally has the buck teeth and the round glasses on. So yeah, editor at home, I want you to create now just the pantheon of Asian racism for the audience at home. And that one's not going on a t-shirt, but it's sure as shit being behind. Oh my god, it's so bad.
It shocks me. It's like a lot of old TV shows, even moments in Friends. You watch now and think, ooh.
Little Britain though, it's from 10 years ago.
Yeah, that is quite recent, isn't it? So.
The guys who made Little Britain write children's books now. It's their career,
Yeah, David Walliams is a judge.
On Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
What an oxymoron. David Walliams judging talent. And that annoys me because they never ever get called on the fact that one, they put it into the show, but two, evidently thought it was funny. And it reminds me of this great fucking just a thread I saw on the internet, which was just oh man, is Little Britain the funniest show that's ever been put on British TV? And the very first response is just a picture of David Walliams in blackface. It's just, that's all you need. You don't need to engage that question. You just need to just post that. and just like, discuss. Juxtapose that next to someone's like, it's the funniest show I've ever seen. It's like, okay, so here's something it contains. Really? Really, dude? It's so good.